Raila receives more coverage than Ruto, says MCK report. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance presidential candidate Raila Odinga has so far received more media coverage than his main challenger in the August 9 general election. Deputy President William Ruto, a new report has shown. The Media Council of Kenya's Media Monitoring and Research Report on Media Performance on Election Campaign Reporting, released yesterday, revealed that the former Prime Minister and his running mate, Martha Karua, received 61.2% coverage, while DP Ruto and his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, received 38.2% after the electoral agency cleared 4 presidential candidates for the August polls and their running mates. George Wajackoya of the Roots Party and his running mate, Justina Wame, came third with a paltry 0.54%, while Agano Party's David Mwaure and his running mate, Ruth Matua, just got 0.02% coverage. The report, which covered the period between April and early June, focused on all 17 presidential aspirants before IEBC narrowed down the list to 4 candidates. It indicates that the 4 candidates who were cleared by IEBC for the presidential seat contest have continued to enjoy 96% mentions in the media in the past 2 months. The 4 candidates who secured clearance for the presidential August polls had an overall 96% mentions in the media between April and June 6, 2022, reads the MCK report. Gauged on their own, Azimio deputy presidential candidate Ms. Karua trounced her colleagues, with the news about her exciting many Kenyans and giving her 78.8% of media coverage. While United Democratic Alliance's, UDA, Mr. Gachagua only got 20.9%. Ms. Wame received 0.22% and Ms. Matua trailed with no coverage. The trend is replicated in both print and broadcast media. Mr. Odinga was still the most covered candidate on radio stations. In total, out of the more than 20 radio stations sampled, the Azimio candidate had 8,992 stories aired, while the UDA boss had 5,982 stories. The Azimio leader enjoyed 865,665 seconds in the sampled radio stations, while Dr. Ruto got 549,338 seconds in airtime. MCK chief executive, David Omoyo, however, defended Mr. Odinga's coverage, arguing that Kenyans like consuming Raila Karua-related news, hence their stories sell more than those of Ruto Gachagua. For a long time Raila has been the bestseller of news in the country, hence he is viewed as the best newsmaker. His re-emergence in the media space has excited many newsrooms. Deputy President William Ruto is also enjoying fair coverage, said Mr. Omoyo yesterday at a hotel in Eldoret. Mr. Omoyo said since early June, both Mr. Odinga and Dr. Ruto have been given fair coverage in the media, with the majority of media houses observing codes of ethics while covering the ongoing campaigns. In the month of June, there was an increased coverage of Kenya Kwanza, in some cases overtaking Azimio, particularly on radio platforms. Mr. Omoyo praised radio for remaining ahead in promoting diversity and campaign coverage. Radio remains the reigning king promoting diversity and coverage of election 2022 with 95.8% of coverage on presidential candidates in their news segment, stated the report. However, the report cited some vernacular radio stations for being biased in their coverage by only featuring candidates from specific political parties while neglecting other candidates.